Lovely viewers, you are welcome to Who's Trending, or On This Day. Here we will remind you about events that happened in the past. Today is the 24th of April 2019. Let's take a look at events that happened in the past.
Events. The 24th of April 1558, Mary, Queen of Scots, marries the Dauphin of France, François, at Notre Dame de Paris.
Mary, Queen of Scots, the 8th of December 1542 to the 8th of February 1587, also known as Mary Stuart III or Mary of Scotland, reigned over Scotland from the 14th of December 1542 to the 24th of July 1567. Mary, the only surviving legitimate child of King James V of Scotland, was 6 days old when her father died and she acceded to the throne. She spent most of her childhood in France, while Scotland was ruled by regents, and in 1558, she married the Dauphin of France, Francis. He ascended the French throne as King Francis II in 1559, and Mary briefly became Queen Consort of France, until his death in December 1560. Widowed, Mary returned to Scotland, arriving in Leith on the 19th of August 1561. 4 years later, she married her first cousin, Henry Stuart, Lord Darnley, and in June 1566 they had a son, James. In February 1567, Darnley's residence was destroyed by an explosion, and he was found murdered in the garden. James Hepburn, 4th Earl of Bothwell, was generally believed to have orchestrated Darnley's death, but he was acquitted of the charge in April 1567, and the following month he married Mary. Following an uprising against the couple, Mary was imprisoned in Lochleven Castle. On the 24th of July 1567 she was forced to abdicate in favor of her 1-year-old son. After an unsuccessful attempt to regain the throne, she fled southwards seeking the protection of her first cousin once removed, Queen Elizabeth I of England. Mary had once claimed Elizabeth's throne as her own, and was considered the legitimate sovereign of England by many English Catholics, including participants in a rebellion known as the Rising of the North. Perceiving her as a threat, Elizabeth had her confined in various castles and manor houses in the interior of England. After 18.5 years in custody, Mary was found guilty of plotting to assassinate Elizabeth in 1586. She was beheaded the following year at Fotheringay Castle.
On this day 1877 Russo-Turkish War, Russian Empire declares war on Ottoman Empire. On this day 1913 the Woolworth Building, a skyscraper in New York City, is opened.
On the 24th of April 1915 the arrest of 250 Armenian intellectuals and community leaders in Istanbul marks the beginning of the Armenian genocide.
On the 24th of April 1918 World War I, first tank-to-tank combat, during the Second Battle of Villers-Bretonneux. 3 British Markives meet 3 German A-7 versus.
On the 24th of April 1922 the first segment of the Imperial Wireless chain providing wireless telegraphy between Leafield in Oxfordshire, England, and Cairo, Egypt, comes into operation.
1926 The Treaty of Berlin is signed. Germany and the Soviet Union each pledged neutrality in the event of an attack on the other by a third party for the next 5 years.
On this day 1933 Nazi Germany begins its persecution of Jehovah's Witnesses by shutting down the Watchtower Society office in Magdeburg.
Jehovah's Witnesses suffered religious persecution in Nazi Germany between 1933 and 1945 after refusing to perform military service, join Nazi organizations, or give allegiance to the Hitler regime. An estimated 10,000 witnesses, half of the number of members in Germany during that period, were imprisoned, including 2,000 who were sent to Nazi concentration camps. An estimated 1,200 died in custody, including 250 who were executed. They were the first Christian denomination banned by the Nazi government and the most extensively and intensively persecuted. 1. Unlike Jews and Romani, who were persecuted on the basis of their ethnicity, Jehovah's Witnesses could escape persecution and personal harm by renouncing their religious beliefs by signing a document indicating renunciation of their faith, submission to state authority, and support of the German military. 2. Historian Sybil Milton concludes that their courage and defiance in the face of torture and death punctures the myth of a monolithic Nazi state ruling over docile and submissive subjects. 3. Despite early attempts to demonstrate shared goals with the National Socialist regime, the group came under increasing public and governmental persecution from 1933, with many expelled from jobs and schools, deprived of income, and suffering beatings and imprisonment. Historians are divided over whether the Nazis intended to exterminate them, but several authors have claimed the Witnesses' outspoken condemnation of the Nazis contributed to their level of suffering. On this day 1944 World War II, the SBS launches a raid against the garrison of Santorini in Greece.
On this day 1955 the Bandung Conference ends. 29 non-aligned nations of Asia and Africa finish a meeting that condemns colonialism, racism, and the Cold War.
On this day 1957 Suez Crisis, the Suez Canal is reopened following the introduction of UNF peacekeepers to the region. Was trending this day 1967 Vietnam War, American General William Westmoreland says in a news conference that the enemy had gained support in the United States that gives him hope that he can win politically that which he cannot win militarily.
1970 On this date the Gambia becomes a republic within the Commonwealth of Nations, with Dada Yawara as its first president.
1996 On this day in the United States, the Anti-Terrorism and Effective Death Penalty Act of 1996 is passed into law.
0 On this day 2004 the United States lifts economic sanctions imposed on Libya 18 years previously, as a reward for its cooperation in eliminating weapons of mass destruction.
On this day 2005 Cardinal Joseph Ratzinger is inaugurated as the 265th Pope of the Catholic Church, taking the name Pope Benedict XVI.
Was trending this day 2013 a building collapses near Dhaka, Bangladesh, killing 1,129 people and injuring 2,500 others.
The Statue of Liberty in New York is evacuated after a bomb threat.
Last year on this day 2018 North Korea-United States Summit. President Trump finally met Kim Jong.
If you are celebrating your birthday today, you are celebrating with the following people.
Born on this day 1942 Barbra Streisand, American singer, actress, activist, and producer.
On this day 1943 Richard Sterban, American country and gospel-based singer.
On this day 1944 Peter Creswell, English judge.
On THS Day 1944 Tony Visconti, American record producer, musician and singer.
On this day 1947 Josep Borrell, Spanish engineer and politician, 22nd President of the European Parliament.
Born on this day 1947 João Braz Nieves, Brazilian cardinal. On this day 1948 Ileana Gil, Ecuadorian-American psychiatrist, therapist, and author.
Born on this day 1954 Mia Abu-Jamal, American journalist, activist, and convicted murderer.
1962 Clemens Binninger, German politician.
On this day 1998 Ryan Newman, American actress.
Now death. May their souls rest in peace. On this day 2001 Johnny Valentine, American wrestler, died.
On this day 2015 Ladislaw Bartoszewski, Polish journalist and politician, Polish Minister of Foreign Affairs, died.
On this day 2017 Robert Pirsig, American author and philosopher, died.
On this day was brought to you by Cambu Benjamin
and Kinga. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Please comment below and tell us how we can improve it.